Good morning, everyone. Thank you for all being here so bright and early. I'm Margaret Lowe. I'm president of AtlanticLIVE, and I'm happy to welcome you to a conversation about what's next for early childhood and education. We're calling this the formative years. Making childhood child care more affordable for working families was one of a handful of policy positions that President Trump staked out on the campaign trail. And last week, when he spoke to a joint session of Congress, he called education the civil rights issue of our time and said, we must enrich the mind and the souls of every American child. What exactly will be on the president's agenda when it comes to early childhood and education remains to be seen. What we do know is that state and local leaders across the country have already begun the work of making early childhood programs more accessible and more affordable. And there is consensus that reducing the cost of high-quality care is smart policy, but there's debate about how, when, and where to make the biggest investments in our nation's youngest learners. And that's what we're going to be exploring here today with early childhood experts and policymakers. A few notes before we get started. If you look at your agenda, we're going to flip sessions, 2 sessions. The way forward will be our second session, followed by setting an example due to a small travel snafu. Everything is okay, but we just did a little rejiggering. On a more concrete note, please silence your cell phones. Don't put them away. We'd love you to join the conversation on Twitter at AtlanticLIVE and just use the hashtag #NextAmerica. And of course, as always, we'd love you to be part of the conversation in the room too. We'll have time for your questions throughout the morning. Importantly, I do want to thank our underwriter, the Heising-Simons Foundation, for making this gathering possible. And now, let's get the conversation rolling. Some say that everything is bigger in Texas. And when it comes to early childhood education in the city of San Antonio, they might be right. Our first guest is Congressman Joaquin Castro, a Democrat from Texas. His hometown of San Antonio is well known for its preschool program, Pre-K for SA. He's here to offer his take on what his city can teach Washington. And here to lead the conversation is my colleague, Ron Bounstein, senior editor at The Atlantic. Hello, Ron. Welcome.
Morning, Margaret.
Take it away,
Thank
gentlemen.
you.